Welcome back to the new session. So, so in the subject surveying we are going to see the Radial Contouring Project, how it is been conducted, what are the prerequisites, how the drawing sheet is been drawn, how the RL calculation is to be done, how the grid formation is to be done on the ground, okay, on the sheet. All the things we are going to see in this session. Okay. So the points that we are going to discuss in this Radial Contouring project are: what are the prerequisites of Radial Contouring project, instruments required, field procedure for radial contouring, then fly in that what field procedure is there, first fly leveling, then centering and leveling at station O, then grid formation, then taking and noting down staff readings of every point of the grid, then taking the bearing of starting line of the grid, then RL calculations, drawing sheet of radial contouring project, in which first of all there will be grid formation by taking a suitable scale, then interpolation of contours will be done, and then final drawing sheet. So all these points we are going to discuss in this session, that is radial contouring project. So starting with first prerequisites of radial contouring project. Okay, so it means the knowledge what you require before conducting the radial contouring project. So it is nothing but correspondingly that whenever you are going to deal with the contouring part, okay, for project part, the instruments whatever you require, okay, whichever you require, so you are supposed to check it that you are going to utilize on the field, they are in well condition, so there is no damage to the eyepiece or said focusing, centering can be done exactly, or foot screws are in working position. Correspondingly, whatever are the readings that are to be taken on the horizontal plate, that is of vernier A and B, then correspondingly dealing with the vertical plate C and D, so they are actually working. Okay, so there is no such kind of damage. Then other instruments, okay, they are also in working condition. Then first, then correspondingly you should have the knowledge about the RL calculations whenever the said object or the staff is at the elevation or at the depression. Okay, so how to tackle it, that situation, that is how to take out the readings of the staff, then how you are supposed to calculate the RLs. Okay, then correspondingly how the contouring interpolation is being done. Okay, so there are many methods of interpolation, okay, of correspondingly for contouring that you should know. Then you should know about the contouring correspondingly nature of ground, or what we call it as characteristics of grounds. You should know after drawing the sheet, you should know that whatever is the ground that you are surveyed, so it is up to that mark only, that whatever you are done. Okay, So these are the certain prerequisites of radial contouring projects. Moving to the next part, that is instruments required. So instruments required are nothing but tachometer with tripod stand. So tachometer, we are knowing that it is nothing but a transit theodolite fitted with a steady diaphragm and an analytic lens. Okay. Correspondingly, then we require ranging rods, then leveling staff. Okay. Then prismatic compass for measuring the center line bearing. Okay, that is the first starting line. Then arrows for fixing on the ground. Ranging rod for marking the grid. Okay. Then measuring tape. While doing the grid, you are requiring the tape. Okay, so these were the instruments that we are requiring it. So as I told you that in the prerequisites only, you should take care that all the instruments are in working conditions. Okay. So now we'll move to the field procedure of radial contouring project. So first one is nothing but fly leveling. So fly leveling is nothing but we are knowing that starting from the benchmark or shifting the benchmark up to the starting point of our project. Okay. So I will show you the video actual how it is been done. Okay. So here you can see correspondingly the tachometer has been placed. Okay. And after doing all the temporary adjustments, that is only leveling is to be done because we are not interested here in centering work. Okay. So after doing all the leveling part, okay, that is bringing the over at the center. Okay. And after making vernier C and D of the vertical plate to read 0, 0 degree. Okay. So first of all, we are going to bisect the benchmark point. Okay. So here you can see the person who is carrying the leveling stuff. So that reading we are going to note it down. Okay. Then correspondingly, second point. Okay. We are going to bisect it. Okay. So after taking the again second stuff reading, okay, again that reading will be entered in the correspondingly RL recording sheet. Okay, now the instrument is been shifted and the staff will be kept at that same position only. Okay. So again, I'm going to do the leveling operation and take the staff reading. Okay. So again, so we are knowing that in fly leveling only backside and foresight readings are being taken. Okay. So such procedure will be carried out up to the starting point of our project. Okay. Or up to the center. So in this case, it is the center point. So here is the center point, that is O, where we are going to set up the instrument. Okay. Next is nothing but we are going to center and level the instrument at station O. So after fly leveling, we are going to do the centering and leveling operation at station O. Okay. Okay. So here you can see. So the instrument is been kept exactly over the station point. Okay. And by releasing the plumb bob, we are checking that whether it is exactly centered over that station point or not. Okay. So this is the station O point from which our entire area is to be covered for radial contouring project. Okay. So from this point only, we are going to do the said centering and leveling operation and grid formation we are going to do. Okay. So after doing all the centering and leveling operation, so you can see here Prabhav is been released. Okay. And then your vernier A should be set out to 0 degrees 0 minutes 0 second, and that of vernier B to 180 degrees 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Okay. So after doing all the centering and leveling operation, okay, so you can see here. So first of all the foot screws should be brought at the center for the leveling operation. Okay. So here leveling operation has been completed. Okay. So by keeping the plate bubble parallel first to foot screws, then making it perpendicular to the first two, that is parallel to the third foot screw, then we are going to bisect the any of the ring rod. Okay. And mark this as our starting point of our grid or starting line of our grid. Okay. Starting line of our grid. Okay. So here you can see one ranging rod has been placed. Okay. And correspondingly on this only we are going to mark the starting grid. So we are going to take the grid interval of or correspondingly 10 meters. Okay. So the total radius is of 50 meters. Okay. So diameter will be 100 meters. Okay. So the cheats are being kept at every 10 meter. So after bisecting the last ranging rod, we are keeping. So first line will be marked as A10. Then next will be marked it as A20. Okay. Then A30, A40. Okay. And last, up to that last ranging rod, it will be A50. Okay. Next step is nothing but our so after centering and leveling station, we are starting with our grid formation and cheat skipping. Okay, got it. So that after bisecting towards the A, okay, that was the initial ranging rod which at which I was kept. Okay, and marking the intervals at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then I am going to mark a 15-degree horizontal angle and place the ranging rod person to fix it at that place after marking the 15-degree angle on the horizontal plate. Okay. So I have set 15-degree on vernier A. So automatically it will be 195-degree on vernier B. Okay. So I have set here 15-degree angle. Okay. And according to that, the grid formation will be done and chits will be kept according to the corresponding interval, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay. So likewise A line, B line, C line, D line up to, so keeping an interval of 15-meter horizontal angle interval and contour interval of 10 meters on that line. So the grid formation will be done in such a manner. Okay. So here you can see correspondingly at each 10-meter interval that sheets are being kept. Okay. The next is after forming the grid and by keeping the cheats. So the purpose of keeping the cheats at that point is nothing but whenever the staff person who is going leveling staff person who is going to hold at that point, he will tell that point, and according to that we are going to note it down in the said observation table. Okay. So like this, the grid will be formed entire. Okay. So like this entire grid is been formed. So first line at 0 degree, then B at 15 degree, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. So likewise up to X line, that is 345 degree, and sheets are being kept at each of these points. Okay. So that they are easy to assess them and note down the said staff reading. Okay. Then as we are keeping the instrument at that point only, okay, so at the same from the same time, at the same time we are going to start taking the staff reading and note down of every point of the grid. So as I shown you here, okay, so we are going to place the leveling staff at each of the 10-meter interval and take down the staff reading. Okay, that is top, middle, and bottom cross reading, and enter in this observation table. So here you can see instrument station. So instrument station is going to be remain same. That is O. Staff station will be A10, A20, A30, A40, A50. Height of instrument, that is HI. Azimuth will be, that is first 0 degree for A. For B it will be 15 degree. For C line it will be 30 degree, and so on. Okay, so whatever is the vertical angle, that if the staff is not being visible, so according to that we are going to set out the angle and note down that vertical angle in this column. Then we are going to take down the staff readings, that is top, bottom. Okay, and here is the axial reading, that is nothing but the middle crosshair reading. So for A10 azimuth, okay, so here it will be 0 degree vertical angle, whatever it is, you are going to note it down for first staff position. Then top, bottom, and axial, that is middle crosshair reading, you are going to note it down. For correspondingly, A20 top, bottom, middle, then A30 top, bottom, middle, so on up to the last line. Okay, so basically while taking the staff reading, the person who is going to handle the tachometer should have a knowledge that we are not going to take any kind of change point, and we are having a property that we can measure the vertical angle, and according to that we can calculate the RLs. Okay, so first of all, the person who is going to handle the said leveling staff should take care that he is going to bisect the said last staff only, first of all, so that ultimately other staff readings will be visible to us. Okay, so after forming the grid, you can see here, so the person is standing at A10 position, and correspondingly now staff readings are going to be taken. Okay, that is the, so first of all we are going to check it whether the last staff, you can see as I told you. Okay, so first of all I'm going to bisect the last ranging rod. Okay, and check whether it is visible. Okay, so if the last range staff is been easily visible to us, so it is not necessary to take out the vertical angle. If it is not, then you can set out a certain vertical angle, and according to that you can take the staff reading. So when you are going to bisect the last staff, ultimately all the staff which are been there in middle, they will be easily visible to you. Okay, so for that purpose, first of all, while bisecting correspondingly, okay, you are going to bisect through the targets which are at the top of the said telescope, then take the staff reading and tell the person who is going to note it down. So that person is going to note it down as top, bottom, and XL reading. So which I have shown in the previous slide, that is middle cross reading. So according to that, for A10, then A20. Okay, so A10 reading has been taken. Then second person is going to stand at A20. Then correspondingly, after focusing that leveling stuff, the readings will be noted down of the A20, that is top, middle, and bottom. Okay, then A30. So he has moved to the next point, A30. Okay, then correspondingly, that reading is also going to be noted down. Okay, so it is of A30. Then same procedure we are going to follow. Okay, so first we have covered it of first line, that is of 0 azimuth. Then where the grids are being marked. Okay, so correspondingly second line is of B. Again same procedure we are going to follow, that will bisect the last staff. Okay, and take down the staff readings. Okay, so for that purpose we are going to first of all set out 15-degree angle on the horizontal plate. Okay, and according to that only the staff persons are going to stand at each of the point, that is B10, B20, B30, B40, and B50. Okay, so as I told you, first of all we are going to bisect the last staff, and then as last staff will be visible, then it is not required to set out the vertical angle. If it is not, then correspondingly we are going to set out the angle on the vertical circle, and according to that, so as that staff is not been visible to me, correspondingly I have set out the angle, okay, on the vertical plate, and I'm going to see that whether now the staff is visible. Okay, so now when the staff is visible to me, last staff, then according to that, again the person is going to stand at B10 position. Then correspondingly it will be B20, B30, then B40, and ultimately the last reading will be taken. Okay, so such procedure will be followed for the entire grid, that is starting from A, B, C up to the last line. Okay, so taking a correspondingly horizontal angle of 15-degree. Okay, so this is nothing but the step in which you are going to note it down. Okay, so here you can see all the readings are being noted down here. Okay, so F by I is nothing but our multiplying constant. Then additive constant, it is F plus D, that we are going to note it down. Correspondingly, whatever the angles that I were for the vertical angle, that we are going to note it down in the observation table. So that is regarding the part said taking staff readings and noting down in the observation table. Okay, so after doing this said, our taking the staff readings, okay, at the last we are going to take the bearing of the center line. Okay, so in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to take off the tachometer from station O, place the prismatic compass at O, and correspondingly bisect the ranging rod at A. Okay, so that procedure I will show you how it is been done. Okay, so after taking the said all the staff readings, we are supposed to take the bearing of the line. Okay, so here you can see this prismatic compass is been mounted over the tripod stand. Ranging rod at A position is been placed at the starting point position only, so it should not be moved. Okay, then after fixing it, we are going to do the centering operation correspondingly, whether it is exactly over that station O over which we have kept our tachometer. So after confirming that whether it is exactly over the station O and leveling operation, we are going to bisect the ranging rod. Okay, so here you can see we are going to bisect through the prism. Okay, and this object when okay, so the ranging rod here, so this is the A point of which we are supposed to take the bearing. Okay, so that is of the starting point. Okay, so it has been seen through the said prismatic compass and noted down. So this is regarding the said our ground procedure that we are supposed to do. Okay, that is nothing but fly leveling operation, then grid operation, grid formation, sheet skipping according to that, then taking the staff readings and noting down in the said recording book, okay, in the observation table of the tachometer contouring project, and finally taking the magnetic bearing of the center line. Okay, so the next part is dealing with the RL calculation. Then we are going to deal with how to draw the sheet. Okay, so that we are going to see in the second part. Okay, so you can move to the second session of the same, that is of the radial contouring project. Thank you.